As I have an entry strategy which just makes things so darn simple. When you use it during the right time, pound Aussie, GBP, AUD, 1 hour time frame. And it's counter trend line breaks. Love them. Can't get enough of them. And counter trend line breaks let you know when the short-term bearish movements are done and when the long-term movements begin. Could you have made money if you bought any of these counter trend line breaks? Yes or no? Absolutely. It's a huge eye-opener if you're not trading this way. But when the daily time frame is at your low price, I want you to start buying counter trend line breaks on your 1 hour for about 700 pips. Can you do that? Will you be willing to wait 1 week, maybe a week and a half, to get a good solid run so you can make 1,000 plus pips trading counter trend line breaks with extreme protection? Yes? Okay, is everyone good with the pound Australian? Yes? Okay. So we're going to turn to the next currency pair. And the next currency pair, well, I'm going to show two more. The next currency pair is going to be the pound NZD, Great British Pound, New Zealand dollar. Now, this was also part of the pound drop prediction when we came on here and we said, hey, you know what? The pound NZD off the monthly time frame, we said the mark was hitting the downtrend line. We said we have a wonderful convergence. And what was this? Was this the Swiss National Bank? Who remembers that? When the Swiss National Bank removed the peg from the euro of the 1.2, and then like all the markets moved like 1,000, 2,000 pips. This pound NZD moved up like 1,000 pips in 1 day, and it fell right back down 1,000 pips in 1 day. And that was the start of the major return. That was the start of the major drop. And so that's what, and then we were looking to sell or look for the reversal starting the month before. We went 1 month, 2 months, and then we got our drop. And then since then, the market has fallen a total of 5,078 pips. Now, if the market moves in a straight line, if the market moves in waves and doesn't move in a straight line, then selling this market doesn't really make sense anymore, especially when you begin to see this. You're going to begin to see that this market is at an uptrend, okay? And this market's hitting a little pivot point where you have the market forming highs and lows over and over and over again in this cluster. So you see that? You see how it goes up? There's a high, there's a high, there's a high, clusters of highs, and then there we are. So do you want to buy this or do you want to sell this? Buy. Why? Low price and what else? We've already fallen 5,000 pips, so why the heck do you want to sell this market? You want to sell the market, you should have done it like 7 months ago. You know, it's time to begin to buy. And so where we're going to buy to is, we're not going to be silly. Sure, could this market reverse bullish? Sure. Could the market reverse bearish? Sure. But what we're going to say is, we're going to say, hey, look, this market is going to go to an area of comfort. It's going to run to some place in which it is loved. And this downtrend line is that place. Because this downtrend line is where the market has repeatedly moved towards or has came close to since 2001. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 separate scenarios where we've come close or we have touched. So therefore, it's only logical to sit here and say, if the market has fallen 5,000 pips, if the market has hit resistance becoming support, if the market is at an uptrend line, we should look to buy, no longer sell. But more importantly, the next major U-turn is going to push the market back down right around 2.300. So we're going to say 2.300. 2.3, is it 300 or 3,000? 3,000 will be the target. Now, and then we'll change that to edit 30, bold, so you can see it. Okay, who uses the Ultimate Charting software? You love it? Love it, hands down, love it. Use the smart tools? Auto fibs, auto trend lines, candlesticks. Yeah, awesome, perfect. Okay, so let's bring up the calculator and let's calculate how far away this is. 2300 or 23,000 minus 21070. That is 1930, 1,930 pips. 1,930 pips of opportunity. Now, we're going to make that 30 so you can grab it. And the biggest thing, whatever you do, do not sell the pound NZD. There may be a little bit of waiting phase, but that's fine. This 1,900 pip move will not happen overnight. It will happen over 3+ months. Okay, it will be here, and it will be a very, very nice opportunity for us. But we want to make sure that we are buying low. So when we turn to the daily time frame, and this is what I've been waiting for so long. Right here. You have no idea. These are just one of those things where it's kind of like, because if you really think about it, I mentor and I educate like 30,000 traders a week, okay? And I get feedback from 30,000+ traders. And when I sit there and I say, we got to buy the NZD, we got to wait for the reversal, we got to wait for the reversal, and it doesn't happen for like 2 or 3 months, I get 30,000 traders saying, what's going on, Josh? What's going on? So when it finally happens, it's like, yes, finally. Okay, we're right again. And so when we look at this pound NZD, you can see that the market has broken the most recent inner trend line. It's, in my opinion, this is a no-brainer. What's happening? That's a high price, right? Clearly a high price. This market is, here is a low, 15. There's your low, there's your high. Today could be the indecision day, which is fantastic, which means we're going to expect the market to dip, touch the backside of the trend line, which pushes the market down 1, 2, 3, 4 separate scenarios. And that is going to be the beautiful buy opportunity when we will have permission. Yes, we're going to wait for permission to trade. Nice little 618 retracement. D extension will be the 1.618. How many of you will be willing to wait next week, maybe Thursday, to begin to buy counter trend line breaks in the 1-hour time frame? 4,000+ pips. Which means for 2, maybe 3 weeks, you're just going to buy counter trend line breaks. You're not going to sell this market, and you're going to make 1,000+ pips. How many are you willing to truly, honestly, to be intentional about it? Because if you do, let me show you your reality on it. Because this will be your reality if you start buying low in the buy zone when the daily time frame is at the low price. Because if you look at your 1-hour time frame, just ask yourself this question. If you would have bought any of these counter trend line breaks, could you have generated a profit? Yes or no? Hands down, yes, right? And this is a wonderful run. And this can be very simple for you. And this is what you deserve as an investor for your patience. Because being a trader is knowing when to trade and when to stay out. Okay, I got one more. One more currency. And then I have a very, very special announcement, which I'm very, very excited about. Okay, is everyone, before we leave, is everybody good with the pound NZD? Does everybody understand what's happening here? It's really simple. Next week, wait for that low price. Fingers crossed we get it this week, maybe Thursday, Friday. But we get it this week, but all we need this market to do is dip bearish. It's going to look like a bearish trend on the 1-hour time frame. Ignore the bearish trend, and then you're going to begin to buy counter trend line breaks when you're at the low price. And you can already see it off the daily. You can already see it's coming. Okay, last but not least. I brought this up this morning as well. But this is what has been causing disagreement between Jared and myself, Chief, which is always fun. Okay, so we have an up A, B, C, D swing. We have a 786 retracement. D extension will be the 1.61. That's very black and white, very simple, no questions. Okay, but here is the issue. We broke the uptrend line, and we're at a level of support. If you can't see it, you're going to see it in just a second. But this is a bear crown. So, who wins? You have yourself bearish crown formation, but you also have yourself an up ABCD swing. So who wins? Are you going to buy? Are you going to sell? But if you wait, because of the monthly time, you can wait a whole year. You can wait a whole year and you can miss out on some great opportunities. There's some questions, I brought this up earlier, but there's some questions that you don't have to answer right away. You just got to find out, when do I need to make that decision? Right? When do I need to make the decision? So is it fair to say that whether or not we're going to know if we're going to buy or if we're going to sell will be more than likely at the back side of this trend line, and where we will find out if this is going to be a true bear crown or if it will be an extension of false trend line break? Is it fair to say that? Which means that our opportunity is going to come from this move. And so write this target down if you can. This is going to be a very, very simple and a very, very modest target. But we're going to go after the convergence where you see support become resistance. Support become resistance. And it's going to be this target. It's going to be 9733, 1.9733. 1.9733 will be the target. Make that bold. I'll have this all changed for me tomorrow, or maybe just later on after lunch. So it does this automatically. Okay. So bring out our calculator. How far away is this? 9733 minus 8352. 8352 is 1,381 pips. 1,381 pips. Okay. So we are going to buy low. We will be disciplined. We'll be disciplined investors, and we will only look to buy low. Why? Because buying high is hard. It's too hard. And many investors don't know where to go to find the high prices, low prices. Daily time frame is where it's at. Now, we look at the pound CAD daily time frame, and we have the downtrend. And let's go ahead and bring that up. And we're hitting it. Do we want to buy? Do we want to sell? Well, we're hitting a downtrend line. Why don't we want to sell? Are you telling me that even though you see this downtrend line, the market's falling 1, 2, 3 separate occasions, you got a beautiful downtrend, and we're hitting it one last time, and you kind of see a little bit of Gartley, maybe A, B, C, D. You're telling me that you don't want to sell that? Good. That means you're growing as investors. And that means you're being disciplined. And that means you're telling yourself and telling the rest of the world that you have what it takes to be great. And it's important that you notice that. So we're going to wait for this market to press into the buy zone. We're going to let the market retrace, and that will be our first trade. And this is 1 to 2 weeks away. And then the first trade will give us, the backside of this trend line, about a 700 plus pip opportunity. You just have to fight temptation and not get in early. Okay, are you excited for these opportunities? Okay, so I'm going to bring up an issue in which we faced here at Market Traders Institute, and hopefully we have a solution for it. If you were with us last year, you know that when we had the pound drop prediction, we basically went over the same exact trade plan, and we said, you know, you want to sell your counter line breaks, you want to sell at high prices, and then the market fell, 3,000, 4,000+ pips per currency pair, and everything was great, everything was fantastic. Well, we had feedback from investors saying, hey, Josh, when I went to go place my trade, I was looking at the market in the morning, and, I ran out of time. I had to go to work. I had to go pick up my kids. I had adult responsibilities, and when I left, I couldn't see my charts until I got home, and I missed the trade. Show of hands, how many of you have faced that issue where you miss trades because of that? Yeah, you're not alone. You're not alone. And so what we did on our end, we said, okay, so how do we resolve this for our students? Well, let's create auto Fibonacci's, let's create auto trend lines, let's automate our candlestick formations, let's provide counter trend line breaks to where it automatically enters you in. And then we set it up. But even though with all the smart tools, who still is facing the issue of I'm missing my trades? And so we have a solution for that. And here at MTI, we work and we work and we work and we work and we work to try to solve your problem so you don't have to. We spend thousands of hours, thousands of man hours to solve the issue. So one of the advancements, the next evolution of Market Traders Institute's ultimate charting software. If you could please cue the PowerPoint, CJ. And I'm going to bring out a special guest. PowerPoint, CJ. Okay, anyways. Okay, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. The gentleman which I'm going to bring up is someone who works just as hard, if not harder, than myself. And he is an individual who will work 8 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week for you. And he is an individual who, if you can bring up the slide for me, gentlemen, that will bring up the bio. He's a gentleman who is my brother, Isaac Martinez. Thank you. Isaac Martinez. And he is our COO. We call him the COO, Chief Operating Officer. And he's the individual who pushes the technology advantages or technology advancements for you. He is the individual who is the reason why we have the charts. If it wasn't for this person driving the advancements to solve the technology issues that we've had, otherwise we would have our own charts 5 years ago, 10 years ago, we would have it. But we were stuck in the Stone Age, and he brought us to the 21st century. He is Isaac Martinez. He's a 16 years experience in the financial markets. He's the founder of 2 brokerage firms. He has held almost every position here at Market Traders Institute. He was here when the company only had 8 people. 8 people, that's it. Now we're nearly 200. He's the head of MTI's product line. Here's our running joke. If you love our products, it's because of me. If you hate our products, it's because of him. Okay? He is the mastermind behind the ultimate charting software, and he is an avid investor. I would like to bring up Isaac Martinez, my brother, my friend, who's going to introduce us to the next evolution of the ultimate charting software.
Can you guys hear me? Yes. Perfect. Let's give another round of applause here for Josh. I'd also like to say my wife is going to be thrilled with all the gifts for my next child's birthday with my new family out here. So, I'm just one of 180 employees here at Market Traders Institute that are dedicated to changing people's lives. So one of the things I want to do real quick is recognize all the staff for the company that puts on events like this and works day in and day out that are behind the scenes here at Market Traders Institute. Over the last 22 years, we have worked really, really hard as a company to stay current and to be an innovative company. Back in 1994, when we first started teaching our product, Jared was teaching with just loose papers. He had an idea, placed an ad in the newspaper, and people started to call. Right back before emails, back before you placed online. And it took him some time to really put his ideas together. So people would come over to learn from Jared, and we would in turn have just loose papers and look at this, look at this. I remember going out into the garage, and we'd have charts literally spread all across the garage from wall to wall, because you could only print one screen at a time. So he would print, put it out there, scroll the chart over, print again. Because a chart, a computer wasn't powerful enough to have all of the data on one chart. The evolution over the last 22 years has been quite remarkable for us. We started with loose papers, and then we went to a 3-ring binders. Then we went to a VHF. Then we went to CDs, to DVDs, and then took it to encrypted DVDs. And about 5 years ago, we took everything to the cloud. If I can get a quick second, have everyone stand up here for me. I want to get a lay of the landscape of the tenure of the students in the room. So if you have been with Market Traders Institute for less than 3 months, sit down. If you have been with Market Traders Institute for 6 months or less than 6 months, sit down. 1 year. 2 years. 3 years. 4 years. 5 years. 6 years. Let's give these guys a round of applause here. And let's get some t-shirts out for these guys. Get some t-shirts out. Everyone that's standing, let's get a t-shirt out to your hand. If you haven't got a voucher, let's give them a voucher as well. So, as we're innovating our product, we do it really with one spirit in mind. How do we help our users digest more information quicker in 2016? We're in the era of big data. We have more data at our fingertips than ever before. And we have to consume data quicker. We have to process it quicker. And that was really the spirit behind all the smart tools that you guys have used. Who loves the smart tools? Yeah. That's right. Who feels like it's made them a more accurate, professional, profitable trader? The goal behind the smart tools was to allow you to analyze markets quicker, to be more accurate, but more importantly, to be more profitable. About 3 years ago, we introduced the Ultimate Charting software. And how many people here get frustrated with all the downloads of the Ultimate Charting software? It's okay, you can be honest. It happens, and we know every time we push an update, you have to download. The number one feedback we've gotten from the Ultimate Charting software has been about portability. And how do I use the Ultimate software on more applications? I truly believe we have the best students and clients in the entire world. We work so closely, we try to work so closely and get user feedback to help drive our innovation. Last year alone, our students helped introduce over 500 features and functionalities into the Ultimate Charting software. So I would like to give you guys a round of applause. Who here has a Mac? Who has an iPad? A smartphone? Who would like to use the Ultimate Charting software on every one of those applications? Today, I'm proud to introduce to you guys the Ultimate Charting Software Pro, a web-based charting application that works across all devices. Now, what does a web-based charting application mean, other than just it works across devices? I have it on my iPad. It means you no longer have to download anything, and we take over everything on the server side. So going forward, who here would like to have alerts on the go? Who here would like to, or who here uses the Ultimate Charting software on multiple computers? With the Ultimate Charting Software Pro, what we are doing is getting rid of the download. We're syncing all of the devices. So as you analyze the market on a singular device, whether it's your laptop, your Apple Mac that you previously have not been able to use it on, or whether you're using it on your iPad, or all the way down to your phone, you no longer have to have multiple charts. It will be a single login, and all of your analysis from one device will come across all the other devices. So if you can show my iPad real quick, what I want to do is quickly run through here, show you the application. It has all the great features that you're used to and the primary tools that you're used to with the Ultimate Charting software.
You're my favorite brother.
So if I turn around and I take a trend line, I simply tap the computer and I have a trend line. Simple as that, right on my iPad. It works the same right off of your laptop. If I want to turn around and use smart fibs, I select the button, we have the smart fibs in the application. We also don't, as you know, we've been pivoting as a company and introducing and going beyond Forex. We're now into the stock market, the options market as well. Inside the Ultimate Charting Package Pro, we also will have stock feeds. So as you're going through the charts, you can get to Facebook as well. You can get to 8,000 different stocks that we offer through the current platform. As the user interface and functionality that you're accustomed to. We have tabs, we have workspaces, can add multiple charts. You have all the tools. To add indicators, it's simple as a click of a button. And not only can you do it on your iPad, but you can do it on your phone, your computer, an iPhone, an Android. No matter what device you have, the Ultimate Charting Pro will now be accessible to you on the go. It will work on a Surface as well. Now, over the last 22 years, we have been the primary contributor to our platform. And what I mean by that is when we do analysis, like Josh has done here today, we upload it to a download store. You download the analysis. But we're trying to now flip that and turn it on its head, where we're opening up our platform where our users can be contributors and start to go more social, where you can interact and share your ideas, but also get the ideas of other people. For example, we have the ability to share workspaces. You can browse workspaces. You can share trading ideas, or we can take it all the way down to share to specific groups where if you want to target a group of a course that you're involved into, say a mastery class, we can target and interact directly with that client base that has your level of knowledge. One of the frustrating points that we get, that we have to constantly maintain, is we have to service both types of traders, the new and the experienced traders. How many people would put themselves in the new categories of traders? How many would put themselves in the intermediate category? How many people would put themselves in a more advanced category? See, a challenge for us as a company is we have to service all traders of all walks of life. And that's a balance, because if you're teaching people going strictly and only talking about the basics and the fundamentals of trading, you're frustrating somebody who already knows that stuff. And so what we're trying to do is start to allow our user to segment and interact with traders of all different levels. An example of how we are turning the platform on its head and talking about how to contribute, you can turn around and go to Browse Ideas. You can start to look what other ideas people have put into the platform. For example, I have over here, short the Euro-Yen. It says the Euro-Yen bounced at the 618 and it's now on its way, and it starts to give you a narrative. You can click into it. But if I like the analysis, or if I want to see more about this person's trading idea, I can in turn click Import. And as quick as clicking Import, I now have that workspace. And it is now my workspace that I can start to interact with and evolve the idea. I'll be able to chat with the user. I'll be able to communicate with users. And you'll be able to start to interact with other traders. So we're going and making a step at building a community within inside of our platform. And we're super excited about that. This has been a process for us. There's been a tremendous amount of effort. We appreciate from our side everybody's feedback. Applications like this don't come without the will of our students, without them pushing, with the resounding hand raise that says, this is a problem. And what we look to as a company is constantly trying to address problems. We're constantly trying to change people's lives. We're constantly trying to make it more convenient for everybody as a trader to be able to trade on the go, to be able to not have trading occupy so much of your life and make it more convenient. How many people here trading is their full-time job? How many here it's a part-time? So it's a mix, and we want to be able to service both, and we want to be able to make trading as convenient as possible, but more importantly, make you guys as profitable as possible. Thank you very much, and I'd like to pass it back over to Josh. Josh will tell you a little bit more about how to activate your Ultimate Charting Pro.
Is that cool or what? That's cool, right? Okay, so how do I envision the Ultimate Charting Pro in my everyday trading? Okay, so here is, besides syncing everything up, here's the realistic life examples which happen. How many of you have ever traded on your computer and then the internet went out? Okay. How many of you ever was monitoring a trade using your phone and then your phone died? The beauty about the Ultimate Charting Software Pro is to be able to have the ultimate security across the board. If your internet dies, you pick up your cell phone, you log in, all your analysis is exactly the same, and you can monitor it and place your trade. If your phone dies, you go grab someone else's phone. Don't steal it, ask them, and log in, and then your analysis is right there, perfect, exactly the way you left it, as well as all your tools, your smart trend lines, support and resistance. And so it's going to be a reality of investors, for investors, of ultimate security. So, no doubt about it, Mark Trades Institute has invested thousands of man hours to accomplish this. And a tremendous amount of money to bring this to light. So naturally, it's going to be investment, return on the investment. And so naturally, Mark Trades Institute puts a value on the Ultimate Charting Software Pro of your current existing charting software at $99 a month. So basically, it's like $1,200 a year, or $12,000 for every 10 years. But let me ask you this question: investment, return on the investment. Is it worth $1,200 a year to have the ultimate security with your trades? Yes or no? Raise your hands. Raise them up. Is it worth the investment of $1,200 a year to be able to, not ultimate security, but to be able to have your analysis on the go, to where if you really need to be somewhere quick, no more will you run into the issue of, I need 30 more minutes to place this trade. Is that worth it to you? To be able to not miss trades because you're able to take it with you on the go. Now, what do I mean by this? Because let's face it, you could use MetaTrader 4. Well, you know what MetaTrader 4 is like using with analysis? I think of it like this. I am in the mountain. I'm in my cave. I'm mining. And I see what looks like to be gold. So what I do is I call my friends, I say, hey, I need this tool, I need this tool, I need this tool, and I go and I spend all this money, and we extract the mineral, and then it's fool's gold. The tools in which you receive on free charts, how many of you have found fool's gold because of it? Right. So here's my question. Would you like for me to give you the details of how this can become a reality for you? To solve your issues, to be able to take your analysis on the go, provide ultimate security, and put yourself in a position of empowerment so no more will you miss your trades? If so, I want you to stand up, because I have a stand up. You want the Ultimate Charting Software Pro. I want you to stand up, okay? And I want to let everybody know that because you are here at Market Traders Institute's 22nd anniversary event, you're not going to be paying $1,200 a year. Yeah? You're not even going to be put into a position to have to pay a monthly or yearly fee. So, for today, and today only, we're going to give you an opportunity to make this a reality. Also, you online, a one-time payment of $495 US. Less than $500. It is a mass cost investment. All we're looking to do is to recoup what it will cost for us to service you, pay our team members to be able to support the servers, and put you in a position to where you have all the tools in which you need. Who wants it? Raise your hand. What I want everyone to do is to go back in the room. I want everyone to follow me right now. Follow me. Come on, come on. We're going to go back in the room. We're going to sign up. And what we're going to do, everyone, come on, let's go. What we're going to do is to then lead to everyone in the room who's online, we give you the ability and the opportunity to sign up right now via online. Here's our team members. I need a chair to stand up, so would you please get up? So what I want everyone to do is come to the back of the room right now. Over here. If you want this one-time payment, single file, please make the line. We're going to answer any and all your questions. We're going to put you in a position of empowerment. Really think about this. It's only $495 US dollars. That is a lot of money to a lot of people, but in regards to investing your time, that's really put you in a position of success. So,